Job chapter 15. Eliphaz accuses Job of folly. Then Eliphaz, determined, answered and said, Should a wise man answer with empty knowledge, and fill himself with the east wind? Should he reason with unprofitable talk, or by speech with which he can do no good? Yes, you cast off fear and restrain prayer before God, for your iniquity cheat your mouth, and you chose the tongue of the crafty. Your own mouth condemns you, and not I. Yes, your own lips testify against you. Are you the first man who was born, or were you made before the hills? Have you heard the counsel of God? Do you limit wisdom to yourself? What do you know that we do not know? What do you understand that is not in us? Both the gray-haired and the aged are among us, much older than your father. Are the consolation of God too small for you, and the word spoken gently with you? Why does your herd carry you away, and what do your eyes wink at? That you turn your spirit against God, and let such words go out of your mouth. What is man that he could be pure, and he who is born of a woman that he could be righteous? If God puts no trust in his saints, and the heavens are not pure in his sight, how much less man, who is abominable and filthy, who drinks iniquity like water? I tell you, hear me. What I have seen, I will declare. What wise men have told, not hiding anything received from their fathers, to whom alone the land was given, and no alien passed among them. The wicked man resteth with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden from the oppressor. Dreadful sounds are in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer comes upon him. He does not believe that he will return from darkness, for his word is waiting for him. He wanders about for bread, saying, What is it? He knows that a day of darkness is ready at his hand. Trouble and anguish make him afraid. They overpowered him like a king ready for battle. For he stretched out his hand against God, and acted defiantly against the Almighty, running stubbornly against him with a strong and boasted shield. Though he has covered his face with his fatness, and made his waist heavy with fat. He dwells in desolate cities, in houses which no one inhabits, which are destined to become ruins. He will not be rich, nor will his wealth continue, nor will his possession overspread the earth. He will not depart from darkness. The flame will dry out his branches, and by the breath of his mouth I will go away. Let him not trust in futile things, deceiving himself, for futility will be in his reward. For futility will be his reward. It will be accomplished before his time, and his branch will not be green. He will shake off his unripe grape like a wine, and cast off his blossom like an olive tree. For the company of hypocrites will be barren, and fire will consume the tents of bribery. They conceive trouble and bring forth futility. Their one prepares the seed. Job reproaches his pitiless friends. Then Job answered and said, I have heard many such things. Miserable, comforters are you all. Shall wars of wind have an end? Or what provokes you that you answer? I also could speak as you do. If your soul were in my soul's place, I could heap up words against you and shake my boat at you and shake my head at you. But I will strengthen you with my mouth, and the comfort of my lips will relieve your grief. Though I speak, my grief is not relieved. And if I remain silent, how am I easy? But now he has worn me out. You have made desolate all my company. You have shriveled me up. And it is a witness against me. My leanness rise up against me, and bears witness to my face. He cheers me in his wrath, and hates me. He gnash at me with his teeth. My adversity sharpens his grace on me. They gape at me with their mouth. They strike me reproachfully on the cheek. They gather together against me. God has delivered me to the ungodly and turned me over to the hands of the wicked. I was at ease, but he has shattered me. He also has taken me by my neck and shaken me to pieces. He has set me up for his target. His archers surround me. He pierces my heart and does not pity. He pours out my gall on the ground. He breaks me with wound upon wound and runs at me like a warrior. I have sewn sackcloth over my skin and laid my head in the dust. My face is flushed from weeping, and on my eyelids is the shadow of death. Although no violence is in my hands, and my prayer is pure. O earth, do not cover my blood, and let my cry have no resting place. Surely even now my witness is in heaven, and my evidence is on high. My friends scorn me. My eyes pour out tears to God. Oh, that one might plead for a man with God, as a man pleads for his neighbor. For when a few years are finished, I shall go the way of no return. Job prays for relief. My spirit is broken. My days are extinguished. The grave is ready for me. Are not mockers with me, and those not my eyes dwell on their provocation. Now put down a pledge for me with yourself. Who is he who will shake hands with me? For you have hidden their heads from understanding. Therefore you will not exalt them. He will speak flattery to his friends. Even the heights of his children will fail. But he has made me a byword of the people, and have become one in whose face men spit. My eyes has also grown dim because of sorrow, and all my members are like shadows. Upright men are astonished at this, and the innocent stirs himself up against the hypocrite. Yet the righteous will hold to his way, and he who has clean hands will be stronger and stronger. But please come back again, all of you, for I shall not find one wise man among you. My days are past. My purposes are broken off. Even the thoughts of my heart, they change the night into day. The light is near, they say, in the face of darkness. If I wait for the grave as my house, if I make my bed in the darkness, if I say to corruption, you are my father, and to the world, you are my mother and my sister, where then is my hope? As for my hope, who can see it? Will they go down to the gate of Sheol? Shall we have rest together in the dust? Bildad the wicked are punished. Then Bildad the Shuhite answered and said, How long till you put an end to words? Gain understanding, and afterward we will speak. Why are we counted as beasts, and regarded as stupid in your sight? You would tear yourself in anger. Shall the earth be forsaken for you, or shall the rock be removed from its place? The light of the wicked indeed goes out, and the flame of his fire does not shine. The light is dark in his tent, and his lamp beside him is put out. The steps of his strength are shortened, and his own counsel cast him down, for he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walks into a snare. The net takes him by the heel, and a snare lays hold of him. A noose is hidden for him on the ground, and a trap for him in the road. Terrors frighten him on every side, and drive him to his feet. His strength is starved, and destruction is ready at his side. It devours part of his skin. The firstborn of death devours his limbs. He is uprooted from the shelter of his tent, and they parade him before the king of terrors. They dwell in his tent who are none of these. Brimstone is scattered on his dwelling. His roots are dried out below, and his branch withers above. The memory of him perishes from the earth, and he has no name among the renowned. He is driven from light into darkness, and chased out of the world. He has neither son nor posterity among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. Those in the west are astonished at his day, and those in the east are frightened. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him who doesn't know God. Job trusted in his Redeemer. Then Job answered and said, How long will you torment my soul, and break me in pieces with words? Thus 10 times you have reproached me. You are not ashamed that you have wronged me. And if indeed I have erred, my error remains with me. If indeed you exalt yourself against me, and plead my disgrace against me, know then that God has wronged me, and has surrounded me with his net. If I cried out concerning wrong, I am not here. If I cry aloud, there is no justice. He has fenced up my way, so that I cannot pass, and he has set darkness in my path. He has stripped me of my glory, and taken the crown from my head. He breaks me down on every side, and I am gone. My hope he has uprooted like a tree. He has also kindled his wrath against me. He has counted me as one of his enemies. His troops come together and build up their roads against me. They encamp all around my tent. He has removed my brothers far from me, and my acquaintances are completely strangers from me. My relatives have failed, and my close friends have forgotten me. Those who dwell in my house and my maidservants count me as a stranger. I am an alien in their sight. I call my servant, but he gives no answer. I beg him with my mouth. My breath is offensive to my wife. My breath is offensive to my wife, and I am repulsive to the children of my own body. Even young children despise me. I arise and they speak against me. All my close friends abhor me, and those whom I love, my skin and to my flesh. And those whom I love have turned against me. My bone clings to my skin and to my flesh, and I have escaped by the skin of my teeth. Have pity on me, O you, my friends, for the hand of God has struck me. Why do you persecute me as God does, and are not satisfied with my flesh? Oh, that my words were written. Oh, that they were inscribed in a book, that they were engraved on a rock, with an iron pen and lead forever. For I know that my Redeemer lives, and he shall stand at last on the earth. And after my skin is destroyed, this I know, that in my flesh I shall see God, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another, how my heart yearns within me. If you should say, how shall we persecute him, since the root of the matter is found in me? Be afraid of the sword for yourselves, for wrath brings the punishment of the sword, that you may know there is a judgment. So far, sermon on the wicked man. Then so far, the Naamatite answered and said, therefore, my anxious thoughts make me answer. Because of the turmoil within me, I have heard the rebuke that reproaches me, and the spirit of my understanding causes me to answer. Do you not know this of all, since man was placed on earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite is but of a moment? Though his haughtiness mounts up to the heavens, and his ear reaches to the clouds, yet he will perish forever, like his own refuse. Those who have seen him will say, where is he? He will fly away like a dream and not be found. Yes, he will be chased away like a vision of the night. The eye that saw him will see him no more, nor will his place behold him anymore. His children will speak the favor of the poor, and his hands will restore his wealth. His bones are full of his youthful vigor, but it will lay down with him in the dust. Though evil is sweet in his mouth, and he hides it under his tongue, though he spares it, and does not forsake it, but still keeps it in his mouth. Yet his food in his stomach turns sore, it becomes cobra demon within him. He swallows down riches and vomits them up again. God casts them out of his belly. He will suck the poison of cobras, the viper's tongue will slay him. He will not see the stream, the rivers flowing with honey and cream. He will restore that for which he labored, and will not swallow it down. From the proceeds of business he will get no enjoyment, for he has oppressed and forsaken the poor. He has violently seized a house which he did not build. Because he knows no goodness in his heart, he will not save anything he desires. Nothing is left for him to eat. Therefore, his well-being will not last. In his self-sufficiency, he will be in distress. Every hand of misery will come against him when he is about to fill his stomach. God will cast on him the fury of his wrath, and will rain it on him while he is eating. He will flee from the iron weapon. A bronze bow will pierce him through. It is drawn and comes out of the body. Yes, the glittering points come out of his gall. Terrors come upon him. Total darkness is reserved for his treasures. An unfeigned fire will consume him. It shall go ill with him who is left in his tent. The heavens will reveal his iniquity, and the earth will rise up against him. The increase of his house will depart, and his goods will flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion from God for a wicked man, the heritage appointed to him by God. Job discoursed on the wicked. Then Job answered and said, Listen carefully to my speech, and let this be yours, and let this be your consolation. Bear with me that I may speak, and after I have spoken, keep mocking. As for me, is my complaint against man, and if it were, why should I not be impatient? Look at me and be astonished. Put your hand over your mouth. Even when I remember, I am terrified, and trembling takes hold of my flesh. Why do the wicked live and become old, yes, become mighty in power? Their descendants are established with them in their sight, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the wrath of God upon them. Their bull breeds without failure, their cow calves without miscarriage. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They sing to the tambourine and harp, and rejoice to the sound of the flute. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Yet they say to God, Depart from us, for we do not desire the knowledge of your ways. For we do not desire the knowledge of your ways. Who is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit do we have if we pray to him? Indeed, their prosperity is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How often is the lamp of the wicked put out? How often doesn't their destruction come upon them? The sorrows God distributes in his anger. They are like straw before the wind, and like chaff that a storm carries away. They say, God lays up one's iniquities for his children. Let him recompense him, that he may know it. Let his eyes see his destruction, and let him drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what does he care about his household after him, when the number of his months is cut in half? Can anyone teach God knowledge, since he judged those on high? One dies in his full strength, being wholly at ease and secure. His pails are full of milk, and the marrows of his bones is moist. Another man dies in the bitterness of his soul, never having eaten with pleasure. They lay down alike in the dust, and worms cover them. Look, I know your thoughts, and the scheme with which you will wrong me. For you say, where is the house of the prince, and where is the tent, the dwelling place of the wicked? Have you not asked those who travel the road, and do you not know their signs? For the wicked are reserved for the day of doom. They shall be brought out on the day of wrath. Who condemns his way to his face, and who repays him for what he has done? Yet he shall be brought to the grave, and a vigil kept over the town. The clouds of the valley shall be sweet to him, every one shall follow him. As countless have gone before him, how then can you comfort me with empty words, since falsehood remains in your answer?